Warning! I won't spoil important details, but if you want to go in as blind as possible, I recommend not to watch this review due to all the important footage featured.
Tous mes problèmes sont envolés, au loin les gens sourient. Les oiseaux quand ils volent emportent mon passé.
Lastman is a French adult animated action show, released in 2016 based on the comic book series of the same name and given life by a Kickstarter project. In this story, you follow Richard Aldana, an amateur boxer who is just living his everyday life. Suddenly, a good friend gets murdered and the murderers are also after his daughter. Richard manages to save his friend's daughter before the enemies get to her. Now it's up to Richard to take care of the girl and find out what is going on. What follows is a deep tumble into a rabbit hole of the supernatural. This show is freaking awesome! I'm honestly baffled how good it is. The only reason I stumbled upon it is because it was recommended on IMDb, if you like Gary and his demons, and the only reason I know that show exists is because Antdude mentioned it once in a video. As someone who absolutely loves Western animation, I find it rather lame there aren't many strictly aimed at adults, except for raunchy comedies. Not that there's something wrong with anime or raunchy comedies, but I always preferred Western animation, and it sucks that not many serious animations use the adult themes to their advantage. Enter Lastman, a show that was exactly what I was looking for. It seems to hit bullseye in everything an action fantasy show could aim for. Awesome action, compelling mysteries, lovable characters you wish the best for, creative ideas, clever writing, creepy and intimidating villains, some great comedic moments, and an overall great animation style. Each episode takes only 10 minutes and there are a total of 26 episodes, making this a relatively short show. Due to this, it always keeps up the pace without overstaying its welcome, nor did it ever feel like it was going too fast. It tells you what it needs to tell you, and takes a perfect amount of time for it. The story is compelling due to the bond Richard forms with the young girl, and due to the mysteries about what's going on. Early on, you meet a villain who seems to have superpowers. Who is he? What does he want? What does this girl have to do with this? Immediately, there are some burning questions I wanted answered, and as the show goes on, it only gets weirder and weirder. Richard is a very likable main character. He's just a kind dude who got involved in all this mess he had no business with. And while he is a very strong fighter, he's still human. Make him bleed and he falls. Due to this vulnerability, anytime he got the strength to stand up, it felt like a big deal. The bond he forms with the young girl feels very genuine. Again, he was pushed into this position against his will, but due to the love for his friend, he sees it as his duty to take care of her. Both these characters try to make the best of the position that they're in. There's laughs, there's moments of worry, sometimes wholesome moments, and sometimes they're arguing. This bittersweet bond is also a strong suit of the show. Another aspect why Lastman stands out is the action. My God, I just felt the impact of all the brutal blows. Richard may be strong, but he's not invincible by any means. Whether it's an official fight in the boxing ring or a life and death battle against a monster. He bleeds, struggles, and passes out altogether. Each fight feels like a true challenge, and sometimes he's simply outmatched. This keeps the fights exciting to watch. I was just pumping with adrenaline regularly at how epic some of these moments were. This is one of those animations where the voices and the characters go hand in hand. I always thought there was something poetic about French. Hearing these convincing French voices in an action fantasy context like this was just a blast. My favorite voice is probably the one of the mafia leader. This man is some kind of human version of Jabba the Hutt due to his comically enormous posture, yet he has a calming voice, almost like a grandpa reading a story to his grandchild.
Alors, tu te sens prêt pour couper du bois?
Ouais, ouais.
Ça va? Tu as bien dormi?
C'est rien, c'est juste mon frère, enfin. C'est compliqué.
Ah, la famille, c'est toujours compliqué. Mais c'est ce qu'il y a de plus important, pas vrai?
All while he could easily kill you at any time if he wanted to. The animation is of high quality. Each design is full of personality, where you could tell a lot about the character based on the way they look. The only downsides I can think of are very minor. There were some instances where, even for this show, the amount of pain a character can bear seems a little bit too much. And I don't entirely buy the backstory of why all these supernatural things are happening. It felt rather rushed over and somewhat forced. But since this backstory does lead to an awesome string of events, and they don't spend much time on it, I don't mind all that much. All these elements make an awesome ride of a series. Honestly, I think this is nothing short of a true masterpiece in its genre. I was shocked at how good it was for something that seems relatively unknown. Bring this show to Adult Swim or something. Give it the spotlight it deserves. Lastman gets a whopping 9.5 out of 10. It's near perfection, but those minor points did bother me on occasion. This show is absolutely amazing, and I can recommend it wholeheartedly if you're interested in these type of shows. Until next time.
C'est ainsi que mes soucis se mêlent aux étoiles et